we are finally ready to pull everything together. Remember, in the beginning of this section, we spoke about the costs. We looked at various methods of evaluating and figuring out the costs, and we found that it was easier to allocate costs than it was to allocate benefits. Well, now in this table, what we're going to do is weigh up the costs versus the benefits and determine whether this project should go ahead or not. Well, remember, we had 1 million bags at $100 a bag, so our total there will be $100 million. Our labor was 1 million hours, and remember we had some leakages, so our actual cost was 12.5 rather than $20 million. Our maintenance, we looked at $10 million, and we had a 7% discounted rate from the OMB, which gave us $143 million. This is an interest rate, okay? And just remember that that's where this number came from. The $10 million per year divided by the 7% of interest gave us $143 million. That gave us a first-year cost of $112.5 million. And when we added these together, we got a $255.5 million cost. Okay? Now, the second piece that we looked at was the benefits. We looked at driving time saved and lives saved per year. We estimated that there would be 500,000 hours saved, and we used wages to calculate the value of that time saved. In other words, people not spending time in their leisure time would be spending it working, and the government has mandated a $20 per hour wage. So that's how much we would have to pay for them to be at work, and that gives us a $10 million benefit. All right. Now, our lives saved, we estimated that this highway would save 10 lives per year. And we estimated this at $7 million per life, which gave us $70 million. And we estimated, therefore, that the first year benefit would be $80 million, 70 plus 10. However, we need to look at the total benefits over time. So we looked at the discounted rate. And what we did was divide the $80 million by the 7% interest. Okay. And that gives us $1.14 billion in terms of benefit. All right. And what that gives us, essentially, is a number, a complete cost and a complete benefit that we can now subtract and look at and analyze the difference. So when we take away 1.14 billion from 255.5 million, we get a benefit of $887 million. Now, this $887 million really gets plowed into other areas of society. Okay, and it says to us as policy analysts that this may be a good project if we have the money to do it, right? So there's other pieces that need to be accounted for, but if we're weighing up the costs against the benefits, we can say to ourselves that the benefits outweigh the costs, and you as a policy analyst are not tasked necessarily with pushing it through Congress or anything like that. Your task is to provide the facts, to recommend and come up with a recommendation. And based on our policy analysis, based on our cost-benefit analysis, this policy recommends that this highway should be built.